Hi, I'm Zaina Juliette.
It's Zaina, Juliette, and friends. Stay tuned for great conversation and music each week. And now, here's Zaina.
And so my sister did that, and then I just went solo. I started doing my own thing.
Yes.
And I got a chance to, my friend Jeffrey Daniel, who taught Michael how to moonwalk.
Yes.
Jeffrey and I went to high school together. Me, him, and Jody went to Dorsey High School, as I was telling you.
Shalimar.
Yes. So Jeffrey called me because the first member of Shalimar, he quit. And so Jeffrey wanted me to replace him. So it was between me, Howard Hewitt, and Jermaine Stewart.
Oh my
We know who
gosh.
got the job. Howard Hewitt got it.
Yes.
And but it was just we were all, Mavericks Flat. We grew up playing in Mavericks Flat, and my group and I, Papa's Results, with all the greats, the Whispers, Lakeside, Platypus, Richard Pryor, Shaka Khan. Everybody played at Mavericks. So if you played at Mavericks, you was basically on your way.
Yes.
And that was our training ground with Maverick Flat. And then probably put out a couple of singles when we were youngsters in the 70s. And then I met this very, very rich manager. And her name is Patience Davine. She's from Africa, Gabon. And she took an interest in me. And she wrote and produced my very first album called Moana. And it has a single Belinda on it.
Belinda, yes, that was a hot song.
Yes, I was rolling in dough back then, but I didn't have a #1 song because of the wonderful Africans who really put a lot of money into me. And I was rich at 25, 26 years old, but my music wasn't kicking off. But it was wonderful working with Patience.
But Belinda did make it to the top of the
It
charts.
did, and I was one of the
Billboard
first
charts,
singers
yes.
on BET when BET first started.
Yes.
And Belinda it did really good, and it really did good in Nigeria. I still have people in Nigeria reaching out to me on Facebook like, we grew up on Belinda.
But Belinda's a hot song.
It is.
It's worldly.
Yes, and
I
Fred
don't know if
Wesley.
America was ready for that.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
And I was on Solar Records. With Dick Griffey signed me there, and Fred Wesley produced the album. Fred Wesley, I didn't know who he was at the time, but Fred Wesley was the trombone player for James Brown's band, the JBs, for years.
JBs.
Yeah, it was crazy, and
I love James Brown.
Yeah, oh man, James Brown. Oof. And so everybody bit off of James. I still do a lot of his stuff,
Yes.
So I got signed to RCA Records.
Yes.
And that first album, Come Play With Me, that had my biggest chart topper, which was Sticks and Stones.
Yes.
And Stevie Wonder produced 2 tunes on that album. All those tunes on that album produced by Stevie was incredible, but RCA, they did not promote the project well. Stevie produced You and Me and If Ever, and those tunes are so beautiful. And so I did that, and I released a second album with RCA called Romance Me.
Yes.
And then RCA even promoted that worse. It was a running
That's
joke back in the day.
amazing. Yeah.
They said, if you want to get rid of AIDS, have RCA Records distribute it.
I heard of how RCA.
Yeah, they dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball many.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's how they used to do. Sometimes they drop the ball because they have, someone else that they want to put their energy behind.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's favoritism,
Exactly.
politics.
Yeah.
That's just very disappointing because when I look at your videos and I look at your stuff, you are the type of artist that should be #1 all the time.
Thank you.
It's not very many of those. I put you right up there on the same platform and level as the Michael Jackson, as the James Browns, and it's just phenomenal.
Thank
your performance.
Thanks.
What I want to do is I want to take a break.
Okay.
And then we're gonna watch some of your videos
Okay.
right now. You have got to see this, and then you will see why I'm fascinated by this man right here. We'll be right back after this.
Yes, it's all right. Take my message to your brother and tell him twice. Spread the word and try to teach the men who are killing the brothers when death won't bring it on home. Please, baby, don't run away. I've got something I want to say. 'Cause I never meant to break you down and make you cry. Oh, please. He's my brother and I love him like I say. He's my brother, wanna with me all the time. He's my brother and I love him like I say. He's my brother and I love him in my heart. He's my brother and I love him like I say. He's my brother and I hope he never falls. He's my brother and I love him like I say.
Holy, holy, dream of only me. Where I am, what I am, what I believe in.
Today I have sitting with me one of the world's most respected and loved entertainers. He is an amazing tribute artist. He is known as the King of Diamonds. We have today Mr. Rob Garrett. Not only is he a great entertainer, he has an uncanny way of channeling the real Neil Diamond. He looks like him, he talks like him, he sounds like him. And yet, he is a phenomenal entertainer in his own right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Rob Garrett. When did you know you had it in you to be an entertainer, period?
That was something. In my childhood, there were only two things I wanted to be. When I was a kid growing up in New York, I wanted to be a baseball player because that's kind of like a prerequisite for any kid growing up in New York. Then I wanted to, I got to see a lot of concerts. I got to see Elvis. I got to see Neil Diamond. And I said, I want to do that. I want to do that. So at a very young age, I knew by the time we moved here, I knew I wanted to be an entertainer.
Yeah, everywhere I've read and I looked at anything that you have on the internet, and I've seen your videos, you are loved. He is loved all over the world. I mean, he is absolutely stunning. I think you should always catch the show.
I bought whatever was available, and I really I describe it as, the way I watch these videos, I describe it as a scientist studying an atom.
High five. I tell people, I tell talent all the time, especially in Las Vegas, you have to study. No matter what, you have to have strong work ethics and study if you want to get to where he is today. He is so awesome. I want to take a break, and I want you to take a look at this clip of the King of Diamonds in action. We'll be right back.
Stay for just a while. Stay and let me look at you. It's been so long, I hardly knew you. Standing in the door. Stay with me a while. I only want to sing to you. We've traveled halfway around the world to find ourselves again. September morn, we danced until the night became a brand new day. Two lovers playing scenes from some romantic play. September morning still can make me feel that. Look at what you've done. She's become a grown-up girl. I still can hear you crying in the corner of your room. Baby, love me, yes, yes, she does. I'm a
girls out of sight, yeah. He said she loves me, yes, yes she does. She gonna show me tonight, yeah. She got the way to move me, cherry. Cherry baby, yeah. All right. Look out. Yeah, myself. To no one there. And no one heard at all night leaving the chair. Stand up for America. Come on. Stand up for America. Stand up for America. Stand up for America. Today. Come on, sing it with me. Today. Let me see those hands up in the air. Today.
My friends, that was the King of Diamond, Rob Garrett, and you can see why so many people love him. His show is for everyone. But let's talk about Rob a little bit further. He's not only a Neil Diamond tribute artist. Rob Garrett is a phenomenal and also spectacular singer, songwriter, and musician. I suggest you follow Rob Garrett because there's a lot more to come with this person. He is phenomenal.
You've been doing this for quite some time, and I'm so amazed at all the people in the industry that you've worked with.
Yeah,
Amazing.
some fantastic people. Let me tell you this though, I have a group, 30 years we played together called Rare Gems Odyssey on Casablanca Records. Produced a couple of big hits out of there, and had this guitar player named Mel Bolton, and another one named Jimmy Goff. But with Mel Bolton, his wife was a producer for Motown, so I got the opportunity to write some stuff with them.
Nice.
And we worked on Love Hangover by Diana Ross together, and we wrote that right in Los Angeles in her bedroom, and with Pam Sawyer, Marilyn McLeod, Mel Bolton, and myself, and great song. And we went on, and Rare Gems did a lot of things, man. Opened up for a lot of main artists, like the Main Ingredients and the old school groups like Al Green.
Oh, I love Al Green.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
And opened up for Stylistics and Blue Magic.
Wow.
And it was just great. It was great.
Tony, you have done so much. We're going to have to bring Tony back, because this is just a little bit of the whole story.
Exactly.
And you and I have some things that we're working on and preparing for some shows coming up in Germany. And I want to thank you for being on the show. You are outstanding, and we got a lot more to talk about.
Absolutely.
Awesome. We're back, and with me now is my longtime dear friend, Freddie B. He is an amazing and epic jazzy, bluesy performer. He's on some of the greatest shows here in Vegas, and I want you to meet my friend, Freddie B. Welcome to the show, Freddie.
Thank you for having me, dear. How are you today?
I'm great, and you look fabulous, by the way.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. I was watching your videos, and he's an outstanding performer, as you can see. And I see that you perform on these big stages with a big orchestra. And I'm curious to know, how did you begin? Where did you start? Take us from the beginning of where it all began.
You sure? Because
Yes,
that
from the
goes
start.
way back.
Well, see, that's how we come and do the story.
Okay.
We're gonna take it started from the very beginning and work our way up to the now.
When I was about 11 years old, 10 or 11,
Ah.
my sister, coming from Chicago, my sister took me to the fabulous Regal Theater, where I laid eyes on 5 guys called The Temptations.
Ooh.
For the first time in my life that was my first time ever seeing a live show, period.
Really?
And it was them. And needless to say, it affected me in a very, very positive way. In fact, I was a temptation in my mind.
Wow, outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, I can see the influence,
Yes, yes.
because your music and your show, it's absolutely beautiful. And I love the way your voice is so sultry and how you draw people in. It's just, I really love it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really do,
Thank you.
I always have loved you, so.
I've loved you too. So
Yes,
this is the
thank you.
mutual admiration.
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes.
Yeah.
So after you
Oh,
saw
and
your first...
congratulations on your show. This is fantastic.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I owe it all to Ron Gary. Well, you know what I want to do? I want to cut to a video because I want you to see my friend, Freddie B, in action. We're going to take a look at this video. We're going to continue his story when we come back.
All right.
We'll be back after this.
I can only give you love that lasts forever, and a promise to be near each time you call, and the only heart I own for you and you alone. That's all. That's all. Casino. Lost all the money. She said, don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry, honey. But you wanna do. Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing somewhere. Just maybe not enough. Made me realize my deepest fears by lying and tearing us up. You say I'm crazy. So long sailing, won't go sailing.
Awesome. Wasn't that fantastic? I told you my friend here was a class act.
Thank you. Thank
You
so
are
much.
absolutely outstanding.
Thank you, dear. So are you.
Thank you. And I love the way, I love the big stage and the
Yeah.
colors, and your staging is just beautiful.
There is no other feeling in the world that I can describe
Yes.
other than an 18-piece big band in backing
Oh, my
you.
goodness.
You feel it up and down your spine. It is something to cherish.
Well, what's it like working on a soap opera? Is it
Well, it's hours. It's like 12 hours, and you have to know all your lines. One time, I will tell you, I also worked with Sammy Davis Jr. Did you know he was on? I got an award show because of Sammy Davis Jr. I say thank you every day to Sammy Davis Jr. And I'll tell you why, because he threw a rap party,
Yes.
you know, at the end of his segment.
Yes.
He threw a rap party for everybody in the cast. And we had a party, and everybody knew. Everybody came but Sammy. It was really interesting. What a wonderful soul he was. And they had a band, and they knew I was a singer, although I never sang on the show. They asked me to sing, so I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Oh.
So I got up and I faked New York, New York.
You faked it?
I faked it, yeah, with the band. And then I was asked to do Hollywood International at the Coconut Grove, a big award show. So I say, thank you, Sammy.
Thank you, Sammy.
Yeah, because
Wow.
of him, it's all about
Yes,
giving a
indeed.
leg up to somebody.
Absolutely.
Don't you think?
I think so.
Can you hold my leg? Because my leg.
Yeah. You are so inspiring.
Really?
You really are. And this is why I have you on and beautiful women like you, because you're inspiring young girls out there. We're going to take a break and take another look at some video with Barbara. She is.
I hope
so,
I look 20. Do I look 20?
She's so good.
Make me look
Yes,
young.
yes, you're gorgeous.
Young, I'm not even
Diva,
aging.
Diva.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. We'll be right back.
Listen, I found a lot out about dating etiquette. Are there any single people here?
Yes.
Where?
All over.
Let me see. Raise your hands. Dating etiquette. You know what it's like? It's not easy if you go to a bar and there's a handsome guy at the bar, right, girls? Picture this. You can't come right out and ask him if he's married, right? That's not polite. I wait till morning. Did you hear what I said, John?
My friend Barbara Rising, outstanding as usual. I just love her and I love her energy. And I know the audience love you too. And you know what? You are such an amazing Joan Rivers tribute artist. I want to ask you if you would like to do a little bit of Joan Rivers here, right now, live for us and my friends at home.
Sure. Okay. Could we talk here? Ooh, right. Do you girls remember when you had a perfect body? Not you, sir. But do you remember when your bust line was fabulous, Zaina?
Yes.
It is still. Do you remember when your waistline was perfect?
Yes, I do.
Now my bust line is my waistline. And the only good thing about a sagging bust is it pulls the wrinkles out of your face. Honest to God, it's so beautiful.
You are such a treat and you're so wonderful.
Not like you.
I really
You're so
want you to
magnificent.
come back because we haven't even touched the surface.
Oh, is it over? Is it over? I don't want it to be over. I'm going to cry.
He's doing the wind me up.
Could we
movement.
have an appletini next time?
Appletini. I didn't even have time to get the appletini.
Ladies and gentlemen, this girl is superb. She is so beautiful,
is superb.
inside and out. It was such a
Thank
treat.
you.
Thank you very much for
Thank
inviting
you.
me to be a guest.
You have to come back. I love you, Barbara.
I will. When?
You're the best.
What time? What? What day?
And today I am spotlighting a phenomenal guest. He is an icon in the entertainment industry, multi-award-winning actor, dancer, choreographer, singer, director, producer, and author of one of the world's #1 top-selling books. Spotlighting entertainment industry's icon and phenomenal entertainer, Mr. David Winters. David Winters.
This guy is still running and waving his arms. And so I look over, and it's Johnny. It's Johnny screaming, David, David, it's Johnny, Johnny, Johnny Holiday. And all the people along, he's the #1 star in France. Everybody along the bank is applauding him as he's running down the bank, screaming and yelling his name to me.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm so busy on the boat shooting Raquel that I just
Didn't even see.
I didn't see him, yeah.
Wow. That was
So I
amazing.
till just now, till December the 6th of this year, when I saw that he was, that he died, and he was honored in such a amazing, millions and millions of people showed up. He did a concert at the Eiffel Tower once, and there was over 900,000 people showed up live, and then he had 15% of the population of France watching it on television at the same time. That's how big a star Johnny was.
So incredible.
Yeah, he was.
You know so many amazing
I was very lucky in
people.
my life.
Yes.
Very lucky, yeah.
At age 2, probably.
Well,
That moment, it's like you, it's not very many, if not maybe a very rare few entertainers, and that can do all the things that you do and have, that type of success that you have.
Yeah, I've been blessed,
You've
absolutely
been blessed,
blessed.
but it's coming from your spirit,
It's your passion, and it's coming from your soul.
Thank you.
And that's a very rare thing. There's different types of artistry in the world, and I think that what you have is a whole nother realm of artistry. This is a phenomenal book, and you'll see why it's the bestseller. As you do talk about inside this book, a lot of things that went on behind the scenes.
Yes,
there's a lot of stuff in there that the world don't know about.
Well, that's the thing. These people are very creative, talented, and very beautiful people, and very giving people.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people in show business are very giving. Whenever there's a charity, they're the first people to show up and try to help. Very nice. And so there's stories about, as I said, Michael Jackson and Frank Sinatra and other people. Liza Minnelli is my buddy. Alice Cooper, of course. Alice and I go way back. I did Welcome to My Nightmare with Alice, and I introduced him to his wife. Yes.
Tell the audience about that.
Michael Jackson is the most giving human being I've ever met in my life, honestly. And she said, the guest on the next special that we're doing, because I worked with Dinah for three years, are Muhammad Ali and Michael Jackson. So, West Side Story. He said, David, I watch you every week of my life. I love that movie. It's my favorite movie. You inspired me in it, and I know every step in that movie. Right to the hospital. The hospital did unannounced, and he would go to the children's ward, incurable diseases, and take pictures with them and sign autographs with them.
Wow.
And when he finished doing that, and everybody was so the kids went crazy. Can you imagine? They didn't expect, here's Michael Jackson.
See Michael Jackson.
Oh my God. And he'd ask one of the nurses to join us and his secretary, and he'd say, tell my secretary what you need here to keep these kids feeling better, or make them feel good, or save their lives, you know? While they're here with us, let's try. There now, we're talking about 3:30 in the afternoon. He's got to leave in half an hour. We finally get to the hotel, we check in, and of course he's got thousands of fans waiting there, you know, screaming at him in the lobby and outside and everything. So we go up to his suite, and the first thing he does is he gets on the phone and he says, you take this down, this order, and you buy it, and do not tell anybody who paid for it. You give this anonymously to this hospital. And well, I saw him give away $10 million in 1 week anonymously to those kids. Yeah.
$10 million.
Absolutely. That's hard cash. God knows.
And no one knows about this.
Nobody knows
You're
about
hearing
it.
it right now.
Nobody knows about it. I was the only person with him.
From David Winters.
Yes.
The Winters. You have to get this book. I'm telling you, you will be amazed. Yes. You are incredible.
Thank you very
incredible.
Much. Thank you for having me here.
And with all what we're talking about, there's so many young people today that want to do what David does, that want to dance and want to act and direct. David, let's give them some inspirational words to get started.
Never give up your dream, that's for sure. Never say no, never take no as an answer. It doesn't exist.
No.
There is no no. You just continue on pushing through ahead of everything and anything that's in your way, and you have a mission